Hello, my dear students. How are you? Hope all of you are doing well and maintaining good health. I am Dr. Smruti and I welcome you all to Etuson, Education for Better Tomorrow. It's a digital learning platform for Odia and English medium students which is developed in Odisha. If you believe in quality education, then you are in the right platform. As in Etuition, we provide quality education which will definitely help you to build your career. Then what are you waiting for? Please download the eTuition app and enroll yourselves so that you can avail all the facilities at your fingertips. So children, if you remember in the previous class, we have discussed exercise 4.1. Hope you have solved the problems which is given as homework. If you have not done, it is high time now. Please complete all of them. So without wasting much time, let us start today's class. So today we are going to discuss how to find out the solution of a quadratic equation by factorization. Okay children, are you all ready for that? So let us start. What do you mean by roots of quadratic equation? In general, a real number alpha is called root of the quadratic equation, that is equation standard form is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0, where a is not equal to 0. If a will be equal to 0, then what will happen? It will become a linear equation. It cannot be a quadratic equation, correct or not? So if alpha is the root of the quadratic equation, then definitely in place of x, if you put alpha, that is a alpha square plus b alpha plus c is equal to 0. We also say that x is equal to alpha is a solution of the quadratic equation which satisfies the quadratic equation. Okay. Note that the zeros of the quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c and the roots of the quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, are the same. So that means the root of the quadratic equation and the zero of the quadratic polynomial are the same. Correct or not? So basically the value for which the quadratic equation is satisfied is called the root of the quadratic equation, otherwise known as zeros of the quadratic polynomial. So this is about the definition of your root of quadratic equation. Now let us understand how to find out the root of the quadratic equation by using your factorization method, which is not a very new concept for you because already you know how to factorize the equation, how to find out the zeros of the polynomial, correct or not? So it is a kind of revision work for you. Okay children? So now let us take one example to understand how we can solve the quadratic equation by the method of factorization. So our question is, find the roots of the equation, that is 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So if you remember in your lower classes also how you had splitted the middle term, that is the term containing the x variable. So you will make sure that the summation of the value or the variable by which you are splitting the middle term should be equal to minus 5x and the product should be equal to 2x square into 3, that is 6x square. So in that case, how you are going to split minus 5x? So it should be minus 2x and minus 3x, correct or not? So let us write down the equation as it is, that is 2x square minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. It implies, I can write it in this way, 2x square minus 2x minus 3x plus 3 is equal to 0 as the summation of minus 2x and minus 3x is minus 5x, and if you multiply, that is, let me write down here to show it. So minus 2x into minus 3x is equal to 3 into 2x square, that is 6x square. Correct or not? So that is how we have splitted the middle term. So now let us take common. So by taking 2x common here, you will get x minus 1. Then you take minus 3 common, you will get x minus 1, that is equal to 0. It implies 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 is equal to 0. So if you express 2x square minus 5x plus 3 as 2x minus 3 into x minus 1 equal to 0, that means each root, each variable has to be, each factors has to be equated equal to 0, so that you can find out the root of the equation. So from this what you get? So you get 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. It implies one of the root is x is equal to 3 divided by 2. Similarly, if you take x minus 1 equal to 0, it implies your x will be equal to 1. Correct or not? So, here 3 by 2, comma 1 are roots of the equation, or 0 of quadratic polynomial. Okay, so basically what you did here, so what we have done is, we have found out the roots by factorizing into two linear factors and then equating each factor to 0. Correct or not? So we have, what we have done is, like I was telling, right? So here you have just found out the factor 2x minus 3 and x minus 1 are the factors of the quadratic equation. So in order to obtain the roots of the equation, what you have done is, you have just equated this linear factor to 0 and you have found out the roots of the quadratic equation. Correct, children? So now let us take one more example. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So here the product is equal to minus 12x square and the summation is minus x. So let us write down the equation as it is. 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So 6x square into minus 2, it is minus 12x square and summation is minus x. So can I just write it down in this form? If I will do it as, if I take minus 4x plus 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So now you see, if you multiply minus 4x plus 3x, it is minus 12x square, and if you add it, it is minus x. Correct or not? So now what you do? You take, what you can take common, you can take 2x common here. If you take 2x common here, you will get 3x minus 2. Okay, plus here from 3x minus 2 you can take 1 common, so you will get again 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. 1 into 3x minus 2. So this is equal to 2x plus 1 into 3x minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is how you have factorized the quadratic equation. Now what you should do? You should equate the individual factor to 0. So 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. It implies x is equal to minus 1 divided by 2. Similarly, if you take 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to 2 divided by 3. So what are the root of the equation? So the roots of the quadratic equation are, so the roots of the quadratic equations are what? minus 1 by 2 and 2 by 3. Correct, children? It's so easy to find out. Correct? So now let us go to the example. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Correct? So now in this quadratic equation, the in order to find out how the middle term has to be splitted, you have to check that the product is equal to 6x square and the summation is equal to minus 2 root 6x. Correct? So now let us write down the equation as it is, that is 3x square minus 2 root 6x plus 2 is equal to 0. Okay, so can I write 3 x square minus 2 root 6x minus root 6x plus 2 equal to 0. Is it equal whatever I have written initially? Yes, it is correct, right? So now what I can take as common factor? So I will take root 3x common here. If you take root 3x common from 3x square, you will left with root 3x minus root 2. Correct, because root 3 into root 2 is root 6. Okay, so root 2 minus, here you take again root 2 common. If you take root 2 common, then you will get root 3x minus, again taking root 2 common here, you will be left with minus root 2, that is equal to 0. Correct or not? So that is root 3x minus root 2 into root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0. It implies putting root 3x minus root 2 is equal to 0. You get x is equal to root 2 divided by root 3, and again putting and again putting root 3x minus root 2 equal to 0. You get x is equal to root 2 divided by root 3. So what are the roots of the equation? Even if you have got the same answer twice, but you have to write down both of them again. So roots of the quadratic equation are, root of the quadratic equation are root 2 by root 3 and root 2 by root 3. Correct? Hope you have understood, children. Now let us go to the next example. Find the roots of the quadratic equation 2x square plus x minus 300 is equal to 0. So here the factors product is equal to minus 600 x square, and when it is added it is plus x. So let us write down the quadratic equation as it is. So 2x square plus x minus 300 is equal to 0. So it implies, can I write to it like this? So 2x square minus 24x plus 25x minus 300 is equal to 0. Correct? So here you can see, if you multiply it is minus 600x square, if you add it is plus x. So now let us take 2x common here. If you take 2x common, you will get x minus 12 plus, again you take 25 common here, you will get x minus 12 equal to 0. So your factors are x minus 12 into 2x plus 25. So after obtaining the factors, what next? You have to equate each factor to 0. So you have x minus 12 is equal to 0. If x minus 12 is equal to 0, then x is equal to 12. Similarly, if 2x plus 25 is equal to 0, it implies x is equal to minus 25 divided by 2, that is minus 12.5, minus 12.5. Okay, so the root of the equations are 12 and minus 12.5 or minus 25 by 2. Okay, so the roots of the equations are 12 and minus 25 by 2. Okay children. So now whether this negative number is feasible or not. Again, if this question would have been, if this quadratic equation would have been representing the relationship between the two relationship where x is nothing but the unit of x is unit of length. In that case, length cannot be negative. Okay, so if it is a number, you can take minus 25 by 2. But if x is considered to be a number which cannot be negative, or the length, if it is length or distance which cannot be negative, in that case you cannot consider this negative value of the root. Okay, understood children? Depends on the situation of course, but as such, because you have taken the quadratic equation is to, and there is no mention about the what is the condition of the variable x, then no problem, you can consider these two values which you have obtained. But I am talking about if in some situation the condition of x variable, like whether x is assumed to be length, if it is a length, so just imagine if it is length or breadth or width or thickness, can the thickness, length or breadth be negative? No. So in that case you cannot take it cannot be considered, the negative value cannot be considered. However, in the present situation, because as there is no mention of the condition of x variable, so you can take both the value as root of the quadratic equation. Correct? And root is nothing but 0 of the quadratic polynomial also. Okay children, hope you have understood the concept, how to find out the solution to the quadratic equation by factorization method. So it was kind of revision for you, correct? So please do practice. Thank you children for your patient hearing. Hope you have liked the video. Subscribe our channel. Follow us in YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and please download the Etuson app and enroll yourself. Okay children, bye. Take care.